everybody, to another edition of Pure Picks. Your host, James, and we're here to break down UFC 303, Pereira versus Prochazka 2, the rematch. We're going to do a little bit differently this week. Instead of me going down the whole card, I'm going to take the lead from Alex and Gerard and give one play that I like for this week. Consider this my lock of the week, and the rules for me, at least for my lock of the week, is that it has to be at least some kind of plus odds. So I'm going to try to give that to you guys today. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and recap what happened at UFC Saudi Arabia. Up 2.35 units. Not bad. I'll go over some of my plays. Uzdemir, RIP to anybody that was on the Johnny Walker side. I don't think that guy is playable for the rest of his career, at least at light heavyweight. He should probably move up to heavyweight, even though, sounds kind of crazy, but I think his future at 205 doesn't look that bright. So I'm glad we were on the Uzdemir train there. We were on the wrong side of Naimov. I discounted how good Lima was. That guy's pretty good. I didn't think that he was going to be that good to be able to finish Naimov. I thought Naimov was on the way to a decision win, but you guys just saw how good Lima is. I mean, he pulled that finish out of the fire for what it's worth. So hats off to him. That was a great performance. Other play that we had was the Kelvin Gastelum, Robert Whittaker. I was really proud of that. I was fading D-Rod all week. Didn't care that Kelvin Gastelum missed weight. He was always overweight at 185. So glad that we still had him as a lock. He looked great. He looked like the much better fighter. Robert Whittaker, RIP to everybody who played Ikram. I mean, trust me, I'm a big Ikram fan. I was on him in his first two fights in the UFC. Just way too big of a jump in competition there, going from fighting Warley Alves to a guy like Robert Whittaker. So just glad that we're on the Whittaker train on that one. So yeah, overall just 2.35 units, not bad. Overall 11%. Overall ROI, straight picks 20%, parlays 13%. I mean, we're keep on kind of going on for the profits right now. I mean, I think that we're on the roll, for me at least. The only event that we've had negative was that Tyra night, and even then we lost like 1.27, so not bad overall. This week I wanted to give you guys a one play that I like, and it's going to be a parlay. So let's talk about it right now. For this week, I like the parlay of Joe Pyfer. Opened up at minus 240. Now he's minus 270. And I'm liking him to parlay him with Gillian Robertson. Opened up at minus 300, now at a discounted minus 180, in my opinion. So reasons why I'm thinking about these two as a lock. Let's go with ladies first. Let's go with Gillian Robertson first. So she's going up against Michelle Waterson-Gomez. Big simp trap. That's one of the bigger simp traps that I've seen recently. I think that I don't know why Michelle Waterson is still fighting in the UFC, to be honest. She took a brutal beating at the hands of Marina Rodriguez in her last fight. And that was a rematch of their first fight, which Marina also won. She's 38 years old. She's been losing via decision, submission. She's been KO'd. I mean, she's been losing left and right, every which way. And she literally has no power in this division. She should probably fight at, in all honesty, 105 if they had that division for women's in the UFC, which they don't. So she's undersized in every matchup that she goes into. I'm totally just fading her. I don't have a reason for having her as a potential parlay ruiner this week. I think that a lot of the odds that you guys are seeing, let's look back at the odds right now. It looks like a dog trap to me. That's what I like to call it, a dog trap. It's kind of similar to Ikram, right? I mean, not to this extent, but we saw how people were taking the dog odds on Ikram leading up to the fight at closing the closing odds were pick 'em pretty much for Robert Whitaker. So I see this as another dog trap here that they're trying to have people play Michelle Waterson, maybe getting the simp votes here. I think that Gillian Robertson has more than enough to defeat a girl like Michelle Waterson at this stage. I mean, Gillian Robertson has fantastic jiu-jitsu and an improving takedown game, and I think that's going to be more than enough. And the striking, I mean, if you guys just look at the numbers striking wise, it's not far off, right? I mean, obviously Michelle I think is going to be the better striker, but I don't think it's going to be too far off from what Gillian's been doing, and she's improving, getting into the prime of her career, age 29. I think that she has some markability in her as well for Gillian Robertson. To me, this is the classic getting the name value off a loss to build another name off a win, which Gillian Robertson had over Polyana Viana. I think they're trying to build that Gillian Robertson brand, and yeah, I'm riding that. So give me Gillian Robertson this week as a lock for for my parlay. Next leg that we have, Joe Pyfer. Full disclaimer, I mean, we got wrecked by this guy against Jack Hermanson. I was pretty heavy on him. I thought that he was going to win that matchup, but so many red flags in retrospect and hindsight, right? I mean, first 5-round fight, Jack Hermanson, gritty vet. Jack Hermanson has fought, I think, in 5-round fights before. And we saw Joe just gas out, have no game plan for rounds 3, 4, 5, basically. And I think he's going to do a little different this matchup, because for this matchup, going to Marc-André Barriault, this guy literally just has one game plan. It's just to brawl and throw volume. And I don't think that's going to be enough to beat a guy like Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer is going to have enough power, enough stopping power to be able to counter that forward pressure of Marc-André. And Marc-André is not going to be able to dance and move his feet like Jack Hermanson was. Jack Hermanson has really good movement, really good outside attacks. I think that was really a big kryptonite for Joe Pyfer. And this matchup, he's actually going to be the bigger guy, the longer guy, and all that forward pressure that Marc-André is going to want to do, I don't think it's going to work against Joe Pyfer, because there's going to be some stopping power behind his punches, and I can definitely see a KO. But what I'm thinking is that I think Joe Pyfer is going to put on some of the wrestling shoes and continue and build on what he did against Abdul Razak Al Hassan when he subbed him. So I like him to actually get the sub. I think sub is probably the better way to beat Marc-André, because Marc-André is a tough guy. It's hard to finish unless you just fully stop him right away quickly, like Chidi Bang Bang did. Chidi Njokuani did. So I got to go with Joe Pyfer here. And if you look at the odds, if you want to put those together, we get a plus 113. So I think that's a 1 or 2 unit play, in my opinion. Getting plus 113 odds on that, fading a girl like Michelle Waterson-Gomez and fading the matchup of a Marc-André Barriault, I'll take those plus odds all day. So that's my lock of the week. Joe Pyfer, Michelle Waterson-Gomez. We're going to be back for peer picks for in a couple weeks. I think there's going to be a bit of a break in between from now until the next event. So everybody just take a great time, have a great vacation from the UFC, recharge, and be back for next time. And also for next time, we're going to have, Peer Picks 2.0. We're going to change up the Discord a little bit, change up some of the membership options, and really get the peer pickers a better experience for this whole operation. So I'm excited to have that in a couple weeks. You guys will see that first. If you guys haven't done so, please join the Discord, subscribe, like, comment for the YouTube channel, for the algorithm. And yeah, just continue that support. We've been liking the comments you guys are providing, the commentary, everything's been fantastic. So just really wanted to wish everyone a happy July 4th before we get off. And yeah, best of luck this weekend, guys.